Hello, I got this new hat. Australia. Okay. I collect baseball caps. So, what the hell? This ukulele comes with a gig bag, which is slightly padded. It's a kind of pocket. And it's an Epiphone hummingbird. I got this model, which is a tobacco sunburst, like the other cherry whatever sunburst. I like the other better for the sides, back and sides, but I like this better for the slightly bigger frets. I don't know if it's a problem of this model, if it's something standard. I found this had bigger frets. I like it like this. The wood grain was different, so which ukulele is slightly different according to the, since this is a solid spruce stock. Obviously I added a dot here, if you can see, just because this is the place where it should be, not here. So well, I know it's, but everything it can be easily mended. It's not that important. Like strings, 10 euros, rather 12, because I had to buy a single low G, so I have an extra D, G, high G string for some other ukuleles. Okay, first impression. It's not like this. This is a solid, all solid. Obviously strings are different, but this is the same string more or less. This is a bag, so the volume is a little bit boomy. This is dry. Is it bad? I don't know. With these red strings, it has a sound like more an, so to speak, an acoustic guitar, which this instrument already has the looks of a hummingbird. So, built wise, I haven't found any blemish. Yeah, I mean, this I don't like much. Okay, these are not high end. Some have more give, some other have more resistance. They work. Some things that Barry Maz haven't done and they should have. This is not a truss rod. This is just for show. Okay? There's no truss rod, which, by the way, most of the times in this kind of instrument would be here, the screw, not here. Anyway, it's hummingbird. It's written. You don't like it, you can take it off and leave the screws. The headstock is quite long. They should have done maybe the same shape, a little bit smaller. I don't know. It's not neck heavy. Maybe smaller would have lost the balance. So it's quite balanced. I found that this thing here quite dangerous. Should be here. You know why? Because many times you pull the cable and it rips off this part. There is a wood block. I see it. I added a strap button. If you don't like the scratch blades or pickguard, you can take it off. This was already going off. I pushed. Why do I like it? Yes, the sound is... But if you buy this, that's my understanding, you like for the looks. I would say 50% for the looks. Other things. This is plastic and this is plastic. And I can change the strings, and but I cannot change more important things that would cost money, like this and this. 180, 79, 78, you can find 169 euros, you can find even more. It's not overpriced. I mean, it's a solid spruce spruce top. Maybe my understanding, they should have done this a little bit less big. I mean, they went for just the look over the sound. So this much too big bridge inhibits a little bit your sounding sound. If you compare, it should have stopped here. All this is useless. Okay? Other things. The neck compared to this Camoa is quite chunky. I mean, there's a lot of wood here. This is more flat. Okay? So there's no flat here. This is round. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. It depends. Other thing, maybe it's just like the guitar. There is binding. You can see the grain here, but you cannot see because it's, you know, maybe like this. You can some way see the grain, less on the sides. I would prefer the other way around, but I have to choose between the top that I like and the back and sides that I like. And most of the times, you know, like now or when I play, I see more the top than back and sides. It's not completely black. From a certain point of view, it's quite beautiful. I cannot see the joint here. You know, here there is two pieces. Here I don't know. I'd say this should be smaller. And scratch blade, I don't think it's very important. Too many people that overestimate. I mean, I prefer since I personally pick a lot with a pick with a plectrum. It's not bad. The sound. Not big sound, in spite of the... I have a whole laminate by Takamine. That has no solid top, but one thing, these instruments, this kind of instruments get better over time. I mean, if you play a lot, strings series gives this kind of metallic, almost like acoustic guitar that matches the instrument, but that's a personal choice. When it comes to, you know, I'm not a big fan of piezo or piezo. Piezo in Greek means push with your step on something. It still exists more in Greek, piezo. In Greek, I step on or I crush. Anyway, it because of the pressure of the strings over this flimsy film of some material. Even without a preamplifier, the sound is quite big. I would say in another video in Italian I use all these other means of amplifying. You can tame the harshness, quackiness of the piezo, like also tuning down the tone. So, piezo works. What else? Now I have an idea of the sound. I didn't review this with previous strings because I tell you from the start these strings are crap. It's garbage, it's nothing to write home about. This is not bad. Obviously these red strings give us extra treble. There's no preamplifier and I like it the way it is. I mean, you can buy your own preamplifier, preamp, whatever, and use for every ukulele instead of having these things and make the ukulele less resonant, heavier. You have to change batteries. I think you could buy a pedal by Boss or other brands to preamplify and, as I said before, tame the quirkiness and the plasticness of the piezo sound. So I would say you can find more resonant, bigger sound in ukuleles, and it's not boomy. Don't get fooled by the big shape, it doesn't have a big sound. This is tunata tone higher. maybe the size change the equalization of instruments. Whether or not ukulele guitars are good for singing. They have kind of a middle scoop where the voice with these strings they have a little bit bell-like sound. So the combination, the pairing of this ukulele with these looks, with this kind of sound, with these strings, except for this, gives you a very, very guitar-like sound. When I say guitar, I say acoustic. I mean acoustic guitar. I think that the low G complements more this, I would say, guitar. I call it because I look at it and yeah, it looks like a guitar. So would it recommend as a first ukulele, as an only ukulele? Maybe not. Maybe people expect something like this. By the way, it's not as deep as the Kamoa. When it comes to knot width, I don't find this narrow. Very much that it's narrow. I don't find it narrow at all. Another thing is bound. The fretboard is bound. This Kamoa is not bound. The other not. This is kind of a luxury thing, high-end thing. I would say, in time I will do, change the saddle, change the nut with bone. But the first thing you have to, the first improvement, upgrade, is change the bloody strings. And pay attention to this, otherwise you rip off when you use the cable. This is not an electric guitar. This shouldn't be placed here. Should be placed here. Strap button, I put it on. And there's no truss rod, as I said before. Is it a good price? For 150 is a bargain. For 170 it's fairly priced. 180 tops. More than that is overpriced. That's the way I'm speaking about euros. I see it and I hear it. I bought it on a whim. It's not something I like, to tell you the truth. I like the looks. I never buy for looks. According to looks, and I go for looks. I don't buy according to looks. But obviously looks is subjective. Okay? Now what I would expect is a J200 ukulele, which would be very good if it were a baritone ukulele, which I really need some bigger body. I use a strap. I always use straps. These straps are easy to, you know, they're a carabiner. What is the name of this? Carabiner. And that's it. You have a kickback that is not totally crap. There's only a handle, but it's not totally crap. So all in all, it's not the Epiphone Les Paul, which, sorry, but to me was totally crap. Obviously, I wouldn't bought it if I thought this was totally crap. As I said before, I will upload another video after 1 year to see how it improved over time. Anyway, the tobacco sunburst is well done. The finish is flawless. Yeah, I mean, I don't recommend, I don't say don't buy it. I'm like completely neuter, but like somebody will say, oh yeah, Red, take the stink off of the ukulele thing, because people are so, but that's another story about how ukulele got a bad rap. Like popularity and good standing don't go hand in hand. But maybe in time I will tune it like a mandolin or a tenor guitar, I don't know, because there's a replica of other as a tuning other of this, exactly the same tuning. This is much better, my friends. This is all another bogey. But this is all solid. Other things, yes, it has fret marks, and one is wrong. This. But I put a dot here, you know, to match the ukulele thing. So you have to skip this and watch the dot. If you are navigate according to ukulele fret markers. Okay, I think this is a quite fair, complete review. I don't tell you if it has a lot of sustain, not sustain. Sound speak louder than words. Not my favorite, but I had some money to spend and I wanted to celebrate something. Okay, a ukulele. Goodbye.